Welcome to County Report This Week. I'm Sonya Burke. Thank you for joining us. We start this week with a major announcement by Montgomery County leaders about a dramatic reduction in crime. During the past 7 years of County Executive Ike Leggett's tenure, crime is down 26%. Lorna Virgili joins us with the details. Lorna?
Sonya, County Executive Ike Leggett called the 26% decrease progress by the numbers and credited the achievement to collaboration.
You all have worked hard, and you've worked creatively and smart in many ways in order to ensure that we provide the best safety possible for the people of Montgomery County.
Authorities underlined that the striking reduction in crime did not happen by accident. Instead, as a result of a reform of policing districts, an increase in the number of police officers, and community collaboration. Specifically, identifying areas with high crime and creating a sector plan approach.
Each sector plan was tailored to address the issues that the community was dealing with in terms of crime and safety. And one of the cornerstones of these sector plans was to increase the number of police officers working in those areas. And we started off with really a pilot program, what we called the IDA sector plan, because the IDA sector was the highest crime area in Montgomery County at the time. And the county executive and the county council were able to give us additional resources that we specifically targeted those areas. That's where those officers were assigned. And we saw dramatic decreases in the crime rate, the violent crime rate and crime overall in that area.
We've been in tough times, but I think, and I want to thank the county executive for prioritizing public safety. Look, we have merely as two simple examples. We've got the Family Justice Center, which is a one-stop center for providing services to the victims of domestic violence here in the community. I'd also tell you the Positive Youth Initiative that has been a hallmark of what the county executive has worked on, working with and making sure that we have outlets for our young people in the community, because everybody knows if you're going to be committing crime in the community, typically it's between the ages of 15 and 25. That's your most active group that's committing crime in the community. We've got to do things with these young people to ensure that we are strategically making this a safer community.
In Rockville, for County Report This Week, I'm Lorna Virgili.
Another dip is also making headlines this week. According to the Maryland Department of Labor, the county's unemployment rate dropped in December of 2013 to 4.1%. That's the lowest level in 5 years. At his weekly briefing, Montgomery County Council President Craig Rice said the report is good news, but there's still more to do when it comes to economic development.
I think that it's great, but I think that that's no reason why we should stop. We have to do so much more. It still means that we have, thousands of people that still remain out of work, that want to work, and we need to try and do everything that we can to create economic development opportunities for them, much in line with what I've been talking about when it comes to creating jobs here in this county and continuing to focus on that. I think that it's a great direction for us, and it's a great selling point in terms of that. We're doing the right things and trying to put us forward when it comes to economic development, but it also, again, still highlights the need. We need to do a lot more.
The County Council has begun committee work on the proposed fiscal year 2015 to 2020 capital improvements program. Overall, the executive is proposing a $4.49 billion CIP, an overall spending increase of 2.3%. A portion of those funds will be directed at the public library system here in the county. Susan Kennedy has more on how that money will be spent.
Sonya, there are many who say the digital age will wipe out the centuries-old era of libraries. But here in Montgomery County, that's far from the truth. There's millions of dollars being spent to take our libraries into the future.
Our print collection is circulating more than our ebook collection. Do we need to have both? Yes. Do we have both? Yes. But I think it's not an either or at this point. And for those folks who say that books are going away in Montgomery County, it's wrong.
The capital improvements program currently under consideration by the council totals close to $88 million. The proposal includes money for the Silver Spring Library, as well as funds for a new library in Clarksburg.
Right now, we're looking at options. It's sitting in our fiscal year 20 budget for some of the facility planning so that we can create a design for that library. And so what we'd like to do is try and move that up, if possible, to a little bit earlier in the CIP years, understanding that the residents of Clarksburg really shouldn't have to wait that long for a library.
This CIP also addresses how the county will go about renovating libraries. In the future, rather than closing down a library for renovation, the county will perform refreshments that will upgrade facilities more quickly. This new plan will allow the county to update 17 libraries over the course of the CIP, as opposed to 2 libraries under the old method.
So this approach gets at modernizing our buildings sooner rather than later. The current model will call for renovation once a year and will mean that some libraries would not be modernized for at least 30 years. This calls for a faster, cleaner approach, and also it will allow us to keep our libraries closed for a shorter period of time.
The changing information environment and expectations of library users are forcing libraries to reassess their role in the digital age. Technology is changing how libraries operate, and the county will look at how the buildings are used.
What we're also really excited about is a lot of the technology enhancements that we're looking to do to our libraries, bringing them into the 21st century, making sure that we have hotspots, making sure that we have enough plugs for people that are bringing in tablets and laptop computers, but also reconfiguring our libraries as well.
In Rockville, I'm Susan Kennedy for County Report This Week.
The Boyd School in Montgomery County served as a setting for a recent event that brought political leaders and experts together to discuss the history and future of voting rights in America. MyMC Media's Valerie Bonk reports.
Rich with history, the Boyd School in Montgomery County served as the backdrop of a discussion that brought political leaders and experts together to discuss the history and future of voting rights in America in honor of Black History Month.
There's a moral issue here that we shouldn't be afraid to confront.
The one-room building in Boyd's was the only school for African-American children in the area from 1895 to 1936. During a recent panel moderated by Congressman John Delaney, he said the school was a reminder of past struggles in the country's history.
It is immoral to deny people the right to vote in the United States of America.
Pulling this group together was so important because it started a dialogue that I think we need to have in small groups throughout our communities so that people know that voting rights are really being threatened. And once you lose your vote, you lose your voice.
The event comes at a time when voting rights are once again being discussed at the national level, as Congress responds to the Supreme Court's request that the Voting Rights Act be updated this year. The change will require that certain states and jurisdictions with a documented history of discrimination submit their election laws for approval by the Department of Justice, a requirement that was stripped during the Supreme Court's Shelby v. Holder decision last summer.
We obviously need to either implement the Voting Rights Act amendment that is being proposed in Congress or do something like that. Because right now we're operating in somewhat uncharted territory because there's no framework to make sure voting rights are protected in parts of this country the way they've been for a long time.
Tying this into the Boyd's Negro School, making sure that folks understand how people struggled and fought for voting rights, really steps it up in terms of the responsibility for people to make sure that they're exercising their right to vote, that they're out here and being engaged in the process. We need to make sure that we're doing all we can to continue along those lines and make sure that we're supportive of making sure that they can continue that for years to come.
For County Report This Week, I'm Valerie Bonk.
The town of Barnesville is mourning the loss of its longtime and beloved mayor, Elizabeth Tolbert, known to many in town as Miss Lib. Tolbert died on February 17th at age 88. She served as mayor for 30 years in the town that is located near Sugarloaf Mountain in the northern part of Montgomery County. Although she led a town of only 200 people, she became a political icon known throughout Montgomery County and the state. She even served as president of the Maryland Municipal League. She leaves a legacy of understanding people, policy, and politics. When we come back, we'll go to Bethesda, where there's a new option when it comes to paying for your on-street parking. And we'll introduce you to a county employee who retired after 29 years in the Department of Consumer Protection, but who's still passionate about his calling. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Are you sure they can recycle us, Clamshell?
Hey, Dylan, we're on a new recycling postcard.
I can't wait to make a new start. Maybe I'll be a red carpet at a big premiere.
And I'll get to paint the White House.
Shh, here he comes.
Now you can recycle more plastics in Montgomery County, including #1 PET plastics such as clamshells, deli containers, trays, lids, domes, and cups.
Woohoo!
We're in!
For more information on recycling, contact the Montgomery County, Maryland Division of Solid Waste Services at 311. The wait is over. Recycle more plastics today.
Did you know there are more than 10,000 county government phone numbers?
But there's only one number you need to remember for non-emergency calls, 311. MC 311 is Montgomery County government's online telephone information system. Need information? Have a problem or complaint? Trying to locate a county government facility? Call 311. The call center is open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The website is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Welcome back to County Report This Week. I'm Sonya Burke. The next time you pay for parking on street meters in Bethesda, you may be able to use a credit card. County Executive Ike Leggett announced the installation of smart parking meters in 840 street parking meters to help expand convenience and payment options for users. The new parking meters use a solar-powered battery system with a highly visible expiration time indicator.
Again, I want to commend the Department of Transportation for its innovative approach to this. I know that it will be something our residents will find to help them in their convenience, and I hope it will continue to work with us as we look at new innovative approaches.
The new meters will accept Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and Discover credit cards, in addition to coins or pay-by-cell. The county's Department of Transportation expects to eventually replace all on-street meters in the county's 3 other parking districts in Silver Spring, Wheaton, and Montgomery Hills. Montgomery County officials have launched an intensive effort to keep up with an issue that can lead to a bumpy ride for motorists: potholes. The freeze and thaw of this cold winter means there are more potholes to patch. In fact, over 2,600 potholes have been filled on county roads in just the last week.
What we have here is a gigantic pothole. This is where the water and ice have gotten under the road, and the road is actually pumping up mud. So we're coming out here, we're making permanent repairs, we're digging it out, we're putting in base asphalt, and then we're going to top it out with topping asphalt. And this will be a permanent repair, but this is about a 60-ton project right here. And we have 2 more that we're going to get to after we finish this one. We're going to keep moving.
Drivers are asked to be cautious and patient when encountering crews filling potholes. Residents can report potholes by calling the MC 311 call center Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Retirement to many folks means time to kick back and relax. But for others, it can be a time to accomplish new things. After 29 years, John Creel said goodbye to his job as an investigator for the Montgomery County Department of Consumer Protection. But as Susan Kennedy found out, he is far from calling it quits.
John, we're walking down a really familiar hallway to you, the Office of Consumer Protection, where you spent 29 years as a county employee, but you haven't left for good. You still come back and volunteer. Tell us a little bit about how you stay involved.
Well, I'm always available by telephone, and I get a lot of phone calls. And when I show up here when I can, weather permitting, of course, I'm back at my little cubicle doing what I can do to help the staff.
So when you retired, what made you decide that you needed to keep your hand in it? Why did you feel it was important?
Well, this is a philosophy I've had all my life. You got to give back. That's it. That's the answer. Hi, this is John Creel with Montgomery County Consumer Protection. Can you hear me okay?
Well, I know that you're very involved in the senior scam. Is this something that you've seen a rise in over the past several years, and are the seniors being victimized more so than any other group of folks?
Yes, it's a real serious problem, and the state of Maryland several years ago enacted much stronger vulnerable adult laws. But without going into an in-depth discussion, they changed it so that if you're 68 years of age or older, you're automatically considered a vulnerable adult for many different issues. Where in the past I'd have to have a doctor come and testify as to somebody in their 80s or 90s vulnerability. Now at 68 it's automatic, and that makes some people uncomfortable, but it makes, from a prosecutorial point of view, a lot easier.
But that has to make you feel pretty good if you've got folks keeping in touch with you. You've made a difference in their lives, that they remember you and they want to stay.
I see people see me occasionally. 29 years. You interact with a lot of people and in the community, and even in our church, people will come and, oh, I remember you. You helped me out with something years ago. Of course, I don't remember them that much, and hundreds, if not thousands, of people over the years. So.
But not many people can say that when they've completed a day's work, that they've made a difference in somebody's life.
I hope I have. I hope I have. Take care of yourself, okay?
In Rockville, I'm Susan Kennedy for County Report This Week.
When we come back, we'll visit the Chinese Cultural Center in Gaithersburg. And we'll introduce you to a math magician. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to County Report This Week. I'm Sonya Burke. It's the year of the horse, and as the Chinese community celebrates the new year, one center in Gaithersburg is expanding to adapt to the growing Chinese community. My MC Media's Valerie Bonk joins us with more.
Listen to music. Listen to music. Listening to music. Listening to music.
From learning English to exercising to perfecting calligraphy, the Chinese Culture and Community Service Center in Gaithersburg has been bringing Chinese Americans together for more than 30 years.
We were hoping that someday we'll have so-called our own location to manage the activities, because before that, we're pretty much using the Montgomery County Public Facility.
And the hope came true. Close to 40,000 Chinese Americans call the county home, and the community is growing. So the center expanded to keep up.
The board of directors actually debated long and hard for over several years, and finally, with the help of some donations and the saving from the center, we finally be able to start the adult daycare center.
The idea took off. In just 5 years, the program for low-income Chinese Americans grew from just a few participants to close to 300 adults with disabilities or illnesses who are bused to and from the adult daycare center for rehabilitation programs and health services. This month, the center is expanding their program to 7 days a week and is starting renovations to make room for their cultural classes that attract more than 2,500 local residents.
Every day I see the happy faces of the seniors and also the faces of some people who appreciate the service, and also see a lot of people who need the service. You know, it's really give you much more satisfaction than any accomplishment you had in your career or otherwise.
For County Report This Week, I'm Valerie Bonk.
An award-winning mathematician, Dr. Arthur Benjamin, recently shared his amazing math magician skills with the students and faculty at Montgomery College. MCTV's Stan Jones reports.
Reading is fundamental, and so is math. We use numbers and math every day, from filling our tank to making coffee in the morning, shopping for groceries, and sending a man into space. Author, magician, and world-renowned mathematician Dr. Arthur Benjamin came to Montgomery College and demonstrated how to add and multiply numbers faster than a calculator.
In today's world, it's even more important that we be numerate, that we be comfortable with numbers, and the jobs that are being created involve things like understanding data and just not financial decisions. Numbers surround us, and it may not be fun, it may not be easy. Math is hard. Everybody, even I, reach my wall, problems that I have trouble solving. That's okay. It's a natural part. It's part of the struggle.
Dr. Enwu Chang, Dean of Science, Engineering, and Mathematics at Montgomery College, was instrumental in bringing Dr. Benjamin to the college to help faculty with different ways to show students how math is part of our daily life.
This lecture series provides professional development opportunity for faculty. Today, actually, we had Dr. Art Benjamin, and he actually teaches kids mathematics in very different ways.
A second thing he said was engaging our students, showing them something interesting on the first day. Maybe that's a puzzle, maybe we don't answer the question, but planting a seed for something interesting that would relate to their life, and perhaps this would be revealed in the course of the semester.
He had a lot of remarkable tricks to, square 4-digit numbers, 2-digit numbers, and, a lot of really interesting stuff that I could just shortcut into my everyday math life.
At Montgomery College, Rockville, for County Report This Week, I'm Stan Jones.
Montgomery County Public Schools continues to perform at the top statewide and nationally in advanced placement exams. MCPS TV has the story.
The advanced placement, AP scores are in, and more than half of the graduates from the class of 2013 received a college-ready score on at least one exam. At 51.4%, MCPS graduates outperformed their peers across the state and the nation. The state rate is 29.6%, and the national rate is 20.1%. Nearly two-thirds of the district's graduates took at least one AP exam, and performance was strong across all racial groups. African American and Hispanic students continue to maintain high rates of participation and performance. 8 MCPS high schools saw an increase in the number of graduates taking at least one AP exam compared to 2012, and 3 schools saw growth in both the number of exams taken and the percentage of those exams receiving a college-ready score. Bethesda Chevy Chase High School was one of those schools that saw an increase in participation and performance.
I love these ideas right here.
Administrators at Bethesda Chevy Chase credit that success to many factors.
We know our students at this school. We know the story of the students, and that's what the teachers do. They just don't teach in front of the class. They get to know the kids, they get to know what makes them work, what motivates them.
This table. Staff attribute the success at the school to ensuring that there is greater participation across the board and that all students have all of the resources and support they need to thrive in these classes.
And we do a pretty good job, I think, of recruiting kids, encouraging kids to take a chance, at least to take one AP class. And I think we do a lot to build the skills that they need to be successful.
Students at Bethesda Chevy Chase are taking these challenging AP courses for a number of reasons and can attest to its benefits.
I take AP courses mostly to just challenge myself. It also looks good for colleges, and also most of my friends take it, which is really good, so we can all support each other.
I feel like the AP curriculum here and the depth of the courses has really prepared me.
The students also know that their teachers, counselors, and administrators will provide them with the support they need to succeed in AP classes, in high school, and as they prepare for college and the workforce.
A national celebrity stopped by Montgomery College recently to promote STEM education and cultural competency. Montgomery College's Joseph Thompson has more details.
Our 2014 Miss America, Miss Nina Davalori.
Montgomery College gave a warm welcome to Miss America 2014, Nina Davalori. Ms. Davalori visited all 3 Montgomery College campuses to speak about the importance of women in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, or STEM careers, to Montgomery College and Montgomery County High School students.
Even for myself, I didn't realize how many STEM-related fields there were. And this year, I get to travel and see so many of those career paths. We have a cosmetic sponsor, Brain, for Miss America, and I was able to go into the lab and make my own lip gloss. And that is such a STEM-related field that any young girl can relate to, being in a lab and creating something. I think that colleges and universities and even high schools now really are making efforts to expose them to different fields, but definitely thinking outside that box of just a doctor or an engineer or computers, there's so much more to it.
It's exciting to have someone of note who is speaking about something of substance, such as STEM education, come to our community. And I think it's fabulous that our students get to see someone who looks like some of them come and be as articulate as she is and talk about something that's very important to Montgomery College, which is STEM education.
Ms. Davalori also addressed the students on her official platform, celebrating diversity through cultural competency.
It wasn't about opening a discussion about race. It was really about helping people understand other cultures. And I found the best way to do that was to have children engaged with hands-on activities. So children are actually engaged with the culture. They can touch it, feel it.
Miss America's charming demeanor, academic successes, and words of advice and encouragement made a positive impact on the students.
I thought she was very inspiring. She was very eloquent and really just gave good insight as to why the sciences are important and how they're applicable to everyday life.
Reporting from Montgomery College, I'm Joseph Thompson.
You can visit missamerica.org to learn more about Miss America. When we come back, we'll meet our pet of the week. Then we'll share some history with you in Rockville. Don't go away, we're coming right back.
A team of 5 Montgomery College construction management students has taken first place in the National Association of Home Builders Construction Competition. Using a basic home floor plan, the team created drawings, estimates, and a construction schedule to take home top honors. And 2 student teams from MC's architecture program tied for second place in the Maryland Sustainable Growth Challenge. These students identified and solved community land use issues for Burtonsville, Maryland. Make plans to check out one of the many beautiful and provocative art exhibits now showing on all 3 MC campuses. From photography to woodcut prints to graphic design, there's something on display at MC for every art enthusiast. Check out the arts calendar for descriptions and locations.
Welcome back to County Report This Week. I'm Sonya Burke. Closing out Black History Month with a little local history, we'd like to share Rockville 11's interview with Virginia Onley. Onley is the first African-American woman elected to the Rockville City Council.
Rockville contributed to its own history by electing the first African-American female to the City Council. In the spirit of celebrating Black History Month, we sat down with Councilmember Virginia Onley to reflect on this moment in Rockville's history.
When I started running, I didn't realize that no African-American woman had been elected. And when people in the city who'd been here a while told me, I was happy, but it was kind of sad that, 2013 is when we elected our first African-American woman. But we're here. I'm honored to be the first, and I hope that I make the city proud, not just, people of color and minorities, African-Americans, but the whole city, and I hope that I live up to serving the city well.
And to Councilmember Onley, celebrating Black History Month is an important tradition and reminder of the successes within the struggles.
I do have my great-grandfather's papers when he was a slave and then he became a free man. And I had them preserved, but before having them preserved, they were folded as though he carried them in his pocket so that he could always prove that he was free. Whether you are African American like myself, whether you are a woman, or another protected class, whether you are Hispanic, Asian, you have to stand up for what is right, and you have to continue to fight and believe that you're doing the right thing and knowing it in your heart and spirit. There's a diversity here that is like no other, and I said it's Rockville, but it's this whole region that we are progressive and we're moving on, and we don't care about the color of a person or their ethnicity. We only care about what their contributions are to our mission and our goals and dreams.
Now it's time to go to the Humane Society, where Kathy Stanhope joins us with our Pet of the Week. Kathy?
This is Kathy Stanhope with your Pet of the Week at the Montgomery County Humane Society, and this is Cammie. She's a 7-year-old lab mix, brindled color as you can see, very soft, and she's an absolute sweetheart. She's been given up, she really needs a home, and she'd be perfect for a senior citizen looking for somebody to bond with, because this girl bonds very easily. Please come see Cammie at the shelter. Give us a call at 240-773-5960 or visit us at mchumane.org and look for Cammie.
With that, we close this edition of County Report This Week. Remember to like us on Facebook and to join us again at this time every week for a look at what's going on inside Montgomery County. As we close out this week's episode, we'll leave you with some scenes from Montgomery College's Rockville campus after Old Man Winter leaves another blast of cold air. I'm Sonya Burke. Thank you for watching.